Know what to do really this week because the water's clear and it's just starting to murky up a little bit. Now, high tide I normally fish bait, and at low tide I normally fish lures, or in a surf I'll fish bait, but only when it's in a surf. So it's calm today. Thought let's try something new. Came down yesterday and got some peelers. Did make a video about that. Not sure I'm going to post it or not. I only got 4 and it took me about 45 minutes to get them, and then my girlfriend called up my son, had a bellyache, had to go leave early and go and get him. So I did, and I packed up, and that was that for yesterday. So I got 4 peelers, 3 that are just about to pop, and 1 softie. Probably use that softie on some small hooks, maybe try and get a wrasse. But yeah, so we're gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm gonna try and find a decent mark to get myself onto, that I can fish down to low on without it being too dangerous, obviously, because I've got a lot of gear on me. I've got my massive Darwa bag, I've got a big old rod bag of bait. If I fell in a gully with this lot on, I'd be in serious trouble. So I'm just going to keep things simple today. We'll probably use running ledgers. Might pull out a pulley pennel, I'm not sure. I might make up a little scratching rig for some wrasse, some smaller stuff, which I know there's loads around because I've been looking in the rock pools and I've been finding big rockling, big blennies. My mate has found a couple of wrasse in the rock pools, I know they're about. And someone landed a bass on the reef the other day on a soft plastic. So some of them are here at least, maybe not in serious numbers just yet, but someone's got to be the first one on them. So what we're going to do is just go out, give it a go. Weather's nice, I've got my little chair with me. It should be an alright, nice calm warm fishing day. So put your kettle on, guys, go and make yourself a cup of tea, and I'll roll the intro now. Stick our finger in, work our way around the edges. Jesus! Nice cheeky Penn Surf Blaster 2, 7,000 size. These are a long cast reel. I've had them for about maybe just a tad over a year now, and not one bad thing to say about them. And I know that Penn have released a new freeze, but I haven't tried them, so I can't say anything about them. But judging on what I've experienced with these reels, I should imagine they'll be pretty decent, to be fair. The only problem I ever had with the Surf Blasters is the line clip came off the day I got them, but that didn't really bother me. I just tied it on instead. So when you're bass fishing, guys, one of the things you are looking out for is a slack line. They love that, so you've always got to be on the ball, always got to be paying attention to what you're doing, because if you don't, it'll end up costing you a fish. Just going to make up a running ledger for this one. Just slid the sorry, I forgot, I said I'd show you guys how to do it. So what I've done is I've just got, just make sure you guys can see, just a sliding weight clip on my main line. That just goes up and down, and then you really want to bead. Don't really worry about colour. And slide a bead up your main line, and then you want to swivel. Just tie your swivel on. Remember to wet your knots before you pull them tight, guys. That's important. And then choose your hook size. I'm going to go again with the 4-0. This is going to be a nice. This will be a nice new sharp one. And then you just want a piece of line. Just like I've already got a bit. I'm just going to cut that to about, I don't know, let's get it about 3.5 foot, something like that. Just going to put the old stuff back in there. What we're going to do is just tie our hook onto this main line, this little trace that we've made up. Remember to wet your knots. That's important, it stops the line from burning. And then pull your knot super tight, especially when you're bass fishing. You want everything to be proper. Now this little trace we've just made up, the last swivel we put on the main line, we're just going to tie it straight to that, and that's the rig done, guys. Real simple. Yeah, something's definitely happening with that bait I've just thrown out, which is an excellent sign. Even if it's crabs, it means there's something out there for them bass to eat. Just going to be keeping an eye on things, guys, because we are getting some movement, which is a good sign. It's nice to see something move. There you go, that's that. We've made that rig up now. We just got to choose what bait we want to put on it, and I have got some peeler. I'm not 100% sure about how to put it on the hook though. I reckon we can get these two guys on quite easily. I think the best way to put a hook through these guys is to go basically through the body and almost like thread it on. These aren't the strongest hooks, you know. So I'm just going through the whole crab. I'm going to use 2 on this exact bait. I'll put the softy on at the end. And we'll just push that back down. We'll wrap some bait elastic around them guys, chuck them out exactly as they are. I think that'll be okay. I think that's how Curtis has done it in front of me before anyway. Just making sure he's down that hook and he's not going to go up. I'm going to crack him a bit and get those juices kind of flowing a little bit. I think that'll be alright, guys, for my first ever peeler crab bait up. It looks pretty strong. Hook's proud. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We've only got 2 peelers left now, but they go quick. What can you do about it? I feel like if anything's going to attract a bass, it'll definitely be a bit of peeler on a nice day like today. You really want the water muddy when you're fishing for bass with bait, but needless to say, nothing's impossible, and you probably catch them on anything, to be honest, if you try hard enough. But let's get this one a bit closer, a bit more. Oh no, do you know what? I'm being a fussy git now. let's just get it out in the water. Right, well, we're fishing, guys. Just a waiting game now. I'm pretty excited. If I got a bass, I'd be so happy. I will be taking it home to eat though, guys. It's been so long since me and the kids and the missus have had bass. Because I won't buy it from the shop. I'd rather go out and catch it. And if that means waiting, and then when you get it, you enjoy it so much better than going out and just buying it. You appreciate it more, and it tastes, the way it tastes when you catch it out of the ocean is just amazing. Honestly, I cook it, the way I cook it is I'll fillet it boneless, so it's got no bones in it, and then I'll get some like chives, some onions and leek, and I'll bed the frying pan in that, and I'll put loads of butter in, and I'll cook the bass almost on top of the onions, so the bass actually never touches the frying pan, and it just steams up nice. And I put the onions on top of it when they're done and make like a buttery onion sauce. Just tastes amazing. And you can cook it that way if you want. If you guys want me to show you a little like how to cook and fillet bass, more than happy to do it. I always scale them at the beach because the scales go everywhere. They're massive and they just bounce off all over the place. So I do that down the beach, and I gut it on the beach, and then I bleed it out. And when you get home, it can't really get any better than that. But I'm gonna get my little chair out, guys. Have a sit down. Some little baits I've prepped up. Well, these are the peelers that I got on yesterday. I think yesterday, yeah, I got them yesterday. I managed to get 4. So we've got some nice peelers. These will be, that's one bait, and that's one bait. And then I've just pre-cut some strips of mackerel. Nice fresh. It's frozen, but it's nice. Nice decent little fillets of mackerel here. And we're fishing biggish baits, not as big as I normally fish for bass, but good size. And we're just going to see what happens with those. And if I start getting little nibbles and stuff, maybe there's some wrasse about, might chuck out some smaller stuff and see what happens. But I've got some squid as well that I'm most likely going to use. Just going to try a different variation of baits, and in a minute I'm going to move a little bit further out and follow the tide as it goes, because we can probably get into some slightly deeper water a little bit further out. So I'll catch up with you guys either when we got a fish on or on the next bait up, because I'm going to do something slightly different with each bait up. Just trying to figure out exactly what the fish want, if they are there. And this is the way to target them, it's to try different things. If you're getting hits and misses on a certain bait, then keep putting that bait out, because that's obviously working. Maybe just a smaller hook or a different placement of hook within the bait. So what I'll do now, just get some fresh bait on this one as well. This is the running ledger rig that we have baited up with peeler crab. But what happened, if I just spin you around so you can see me, hopefully without dropping the phone. There you go, guys. So yeah, this was the running ledger peeler crab that we had on, and that one's kind of taken a big hit. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull him off, trying to keep him together if possible. I'll tell you what, I'm going to save him, take another one. I like to crunch him up first, just a quick smash, just to get the juices flowing, and then I'm going to take a squid out of here. Just going to smash this up nice. I'm going to bolt into this squid, hopefully making sure that the bait doesn't end up too fat. So there you go, we've got our squid, we've got our crab. Just going to wrap them to each other, put their legs out, get them wrapped round. And the thing is, once you've wrapped it well enough, what you can do, make sure it's very, very, very well wrapped to do this. Just squash it, See all that orange juice? That's probably, and any big bits of shell, you could just pull them out and make the bait. See that? Make it as tidy as you want. And then all I'm going to do is use the squid side. I'm just going to go through the squid once, and then I'm going to come out the squid about here, trying to hook a little bit of that crab from behind. And that should be perfect. Trying to get the shank of the hook with as much elastic as possible. You use your thumbnail and then wrap the elastic onto your thumb. You can guide where you want the elastic. See, look, I'm popping it onto the eye. So that's that, guys. Just imagine that'll be all right. Any of you peeler crab users out there, let me know if I can improve on that. But I've never done it before. I think that'll work just fine. I'm going to rinse my hands because that peeler crab's super sticky. So we've got 1.5 peelers left, half from the other one, and one more there. While I'm fishing, I might see if I can search out a few more in the area. I didn't really think there would be any in this spot because the rock pools are quite deep, and getting my arm down to the bottom is going to be a pain in the bum. But I'll have a look, guys, because fresh live peeler is definitely better than frozen and defrosted. So have a look for some more bait. And that would be awesome, catching the bait on the day and then catching the bass on the same day as well. Would just be really sweet. Yeah.
Whenever you're lonely, just pick up the phone and call me. I'll be there. Girl, let me show you, you're my one and only. Like I told you, I'll be there. If you get blue, I got the loving for you.
Guys, we are saved. So Peter, who've seen in the previous video, who just recently had a fall on the reef back up there, is going all the way to mine. He's going to pick up my GoPro batteries and bring them all the way down here for me. So, mate, thanks. So today, hopefully we get a bass on now, and it's all worth it. I'm keeping an eye on the rod. Guys, waiting for a little bit of movement. Hopefully something happens soon. We've got, do you know what? We've got loads of time left. Loads of time. Hours actually, in fact, to fish here. So. There you go. What I've been doing, guys, is just collecting up some of these little limpets, taking their guts out. I've got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 6 in total, and that's enough to do a bait up. And there they are, look. And there's an abundance of those on the reef. This is a bait that you can actually make pretty decent sized baits out of them. So if you imagine that sliding nose up a hook, just like that, maybe tipped off, maybe in a squid wrap. What I might do is get some little sabikis out and maybe try and get some wrasse with these in a minute. Let's have a look. Got a little bit of a tangle going on. That's that, nice and free. Bait's pretty much untouched, which tells me that if there is anything out there right now, it doesn't like the squid and the mackerel wraps. So I think we'll give those limpets a go. Got to give them their time to shine. Give them a go at least once. And this rig's proper. Just going to get rid of this sort of spin that we've got going on in the line. Otherwise, as soon as we cast that back out, it's going to spin up and our trace isn't going to be as long as we want it to be. Well, baits in the water, something grabs and stuff, and enjoy those. What I'm going to do now, grab the limpets and I'm just going to thread them on, just like that. They're quite tough. Right, that's all our limpets for a minute. Just going to make sure they're where I want them to be. And I'm going to grab a few of the old bits of mackerel. I'm just going to bolt them on too. And then we'll chuck this out. I believe I'll put the bait elastic down here somewhere. There it is. And I'm just going to tip that off with a little bit of squid as well. Certainly doesn't hurt to have a little bit on there, just hanging off. It's got a little piece like that. I'm just going to roll it up. Just going to stick it on. Hopefully it stays on. There you go. Proper juicy bait, that. Bit of everything. There's definitely something small out there, but I've kind of got this. If I stick small baits out, I feel like I'm kind of giving up on the bass. I'm definitely not ready to give up on the bass yet, so. Nothing happens on these big baits. We'll get some little hooks out with some crab and some limpets on, see if we can pick up some wrasse. You're going to lose a lot of gear, but one technique of getting gear back is to really bloody pull up hard, and that's just going to get your bait off the bottom and stop it from dragging on. There's lots of kelp here. Bounce your gear across the top when you're pulling it in is what I do. Don't know, do I put this back out? There's a whole peeler on there. Do I put that back out as it is? Let's see if a bass takes it. Do I try and pull out a wrasse? That's tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this whole trace off, and I'm going to put a new trace on with thinner line and smaller hook. And then when that doesn't work, that doesn't work, I can put this trace with that crab straight back on. I'll just get some thinner line now, probably a size 1 or size 2 hook. We'll load it up with limpets or crab and chuck it out. All I've got now is just some 20-pound mono line. Just tying a small hook to that. Tie this trace on. Now I'm going to grab some fresh limpets. Yeah, that works. So we're just getting him to budge now. There we go. We'll scoop his guts out. We'll get him on the hook with the other one, and we'll see if we can pick up some smaller stuff. I'm just going to put you guys back for a minute. There he is. Just going to stick our finger in. We'll work our way around the edges, way around the edges, way around the edges, way around the edges. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. That wasn't great, guys, if I'm honest. Right in the eyes, right up the nose. Stick it through once. It's a tough bait, so. And then once again. That's it. Just going to chuck that out like that. Dangerous hit, guys. If you fell in there, well, it's game over, isn't it? See this, see that? I reckon you could just about fit down there, but getting out might be a completely different ball game. Right, guys, I just snapped off on that rig I made for little bits of wrasse and stuff like that. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a fairly new fillet of mackerel. I'm just going to cut some little sections off of the white bit. Especially today with the viz the way it is, that's going to be the best bit, and it's the toughest part of the mackerel as well. So when you're using stuff like speakies, you need to have a strong bait on that's going to stay on there for a little while. So all I'm going to do is cut some tiny little squares off this white mackerel skin. It's not ultra thick, it's quite thin, which really is what we want. I'll show you what we're using. These are seriously small pieces of bait. Just little, oh, I lost one. Just these little tiny little squares, look. And we're just going to put those on, put them on the sabikis, and just hook them through once. Most likely not going to cast them out very far, but that white mackerel skin is really tough, and it's a really good bait. Pretty sure I'm recording this upside down, so I'll have to flip it. But I'll show you. We're using tiny little hooks. These hooks are perfect for stuff like wrasse and little blennies. And to be fair, I don't really mind losing this rig. It's got a tiny little weight on it. Anyway, so we're not going to be casting it miles. It doesn't need to be for small species like wrasse and stuff like that. Just need to get it in an okayish volume of water, and there's plenty of wrasse and stuff on the reef, so maybe this is the rig that will catch us a fish today. I've had those limpets out for a little while, guys, so we're going to go back to a good old mackerel fillet now. Just going to show you guys how I bait this up. I'll just go through the top once, and then sometimes I go through the side, and then through once more, come out in the middle, and then at the bottom just come out and then pull, and that's done. You can cast it out like that if you want without bait elastic, but I always prefer just to put a little bit on, just to make sure it's not gonna come flying off when you cast it. But you don't need a lot, he says, as he puts a lot on. Oh, punch the camera. You guys still there? Yep, sweet. There you go, guys. That's a very decent bass bait. I'm gonna lob that out now. We've got one set of sabikis on now with little chunks of the white skin mackerel, which is the stronger part of the fillet. This is a biggest bait I've used today. This is a whole half of a mackerel. I'm just gonna ping that right out there. Starting to get a bit of chop, which gets me excited. Got one peeler left. Gonna save him for when the water gets a bit, hopefully the water does pick up and just carries on building this chop. And the tide's coming in now as well, so maybe the change in the tide will bring on the fish and they'll start to feed. So we'll see what happens, guys. But fresh baits in the water is obviously good. That mackerel's got lots and lots of blood leaking from it, and hopefully if there is a bass lurking anywhere near where I've put that bait, it will sniff that out and hopefully gobble it all up, and then I can gobble him up. What I'm going to do now, guys, is check the bait on the left rod and put my last peeler on. So hopefully this one isn't snagged, because that will be our last weight clip gone. Which it is. Not going very well for me today, guys. Be nice to get that back. Nope. That is, guys. That is a proper juicy peeler bait right there, and if a bass sees that, I can't imagine it saying no. I'm just going to tip that off with a little bit of squid. That'll be sweet. And that's on one of Gavman's Shore Rigs clip downs with the impact shield. Bait's too big. I'm not going to use that impact shield. I'm just going to cast it as it is. Oh, what's happened there? That's definitely something I need to sort out before. Right, let's get this one out. And again guys, we just got to wait this out. I'm losing a lot of gear here, but I brought quite a lot of gear with me, so it should be alright. And we're starting to notice some taps and wobbles and stuff on the rods now, so hopefully we can get a bass on soon. About it, guys, we've got some birds diving just out there. See if I can get them for you. I mean, they certainly seem to be getting excited about something. There you go, diving down. And that really isn't too far from where we are, guys. It's only 200-300 yards out. Right guys, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit like and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. I'm going to pack up and go home now because it's getting kind of cold. The tide's pushing me in. It's a bit of a shame we haven't caught anything today, but like I say in my first video, that's how things go. And I did promise everyone I'll upload every video, so this one will go up just like the rest of them have. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time guys, peace out, take care.